Hardy,
conference will now be recorded.
stand in mayor, or what did you call me, or what's my title? Commission chair. So we'll open the meeting. We'll do roll call with Craig.
Here.
John.
Present.
Nikki.
Here.
Brandy.
Here.
And Corey here. And then we'll do a pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm not ready to.
Approval of April 11th meetings.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call to vote. Craig.
Aye.
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 Aye. And approval of April 18th minutes.
I make a motion to table. I'll second. They're not in the packet. Did you guys see them?
No?
Okay.
I guess I'm the only one that saw them.
Wait, you saw them?
Well, Maria had sent them to me to read for review and just like as a double check.
My second set.
Yeah, so that's why I'm, yeah. But,
How'd you get that, John?
I asked what they said, yeah.
Cool. Okay. What's
We
that?
have a motion in a second.
Okay, call the vote. John?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion tabled. Meetings, or April 18th meeting minutes. Department reports. Karen?
Sorry.
I'm super happy to report that I have nothing to report. May was a great month. I just want to let you guys know that I just want to compliment our staff at the library. I was out sick quite a bit, and when I'm gone, I don't have to worry about anything. They are that wonderful. They step up and they do anything that's needed of them to keep that place going. And this town is so lucky to have great employees. Yeah. Do you have any questions for me? Yes.
did anybody from, did anyone from the planning board reach out to you about putting a Dropbox basically for the growth policy survey questionnaire?
Yes. At some point, and I can't tell you who of you that it was. It's been a while, but yes, absolutely. Whenever you're ready, we'll make a space. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you. Law enforcement, Officer Moore is not here today.
Can I ask why?
I'm not privy.
We've been asking for Officer Moore's presence for the last 4
4
or 5
months?
months, and he has failed to show up. I would like to request his presence at our next meeting. Whether we need a motion to do that or not, I don't think so, but I think it should be noted that he should probably be here at these meetings to deliver his report in person.
Can we
So noted.
I'll second.
confirm that we have a majority here?
Yes.
Okay.
I would really like his presence to be at the next meeting. Otherwise, yeah.
Public Works. Eric, are you online?
Hello, Eric. Is that the A, Ginger?
Yeah, Andrea.
I'm sorry. I don't know which Andrea that is. Evidently, he's not sitting right there. I don't know.
Can we skip him for now and maybe
Yes.
zoning, Susie?
I think they're all at the same track.
Oh,
Okay. Do we need to maybe make a note? Are we going to get a report from Susie then?
I can, we can ask.
Sure. Yeah, I think I heard, Craig, with the planning board, don't you guys have a property in front of you?
We do, yes. We'll be discussing it at the planning board meeting next week on Tuesday here, 6:15. And then
Okay.
after that, we make a recommendation to the commission.
Cool. But anybody can come to your meeting,
Absolutely.
commissioners?
Yeah, the more the
is
better.
it here still?
Yes.
Okay.
How about if we have a quorum at that? Is that an issue? Is that something we'd need to?
Probably.
Technically,
notice?
no, considering it's a planning board meeting, so I don't,
Anytime there's 3 or more of you.
I guess, yeah, we would
Space, you
have to
notice it.
notice it.
Yeah.
But it would already be noticed.
You have to notice that there would be a majority could be a majority at that meeting. It's in addition to the notice of the meeting.
Can that be added, Ginger?
Yes.
I saw Lyndon sent you the agenda for next Tuesday. If you could add
He
that.
said he was gonna try and get it to me. So yes, I can add that.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, I'm here now. Sorry, guys.
Oh, there's Eric.
Can you turn your volume up, Eric?
It is.
Let me see.
How's that? Not really.
One second, Ginger's turning it up.
Talk again.
Hello.
I think it'll work. We'll just be real quiet.
We can hear you.
All right, guys. So sorry about that. And I didn't have time to write out a report. I was just busy today doing some stuff. But I don't really have a whole lot going on. I wanted to bring up. I have a lot going on. I just don't have a lot to say. I've been gone half the month. I do want to remind of the construction starting on Monday, First Street. And it's been a short month for me, so I'm sorry. But I am here to answer questions if you got any questions.
Can you elaborate on the construction on First Street?
Okay, so John Scully is running, he's adding on water main to the system going up to his property. And to serve 3 houses, 3 lots up there. So that corner right at Jefferson and First, off and on, will be blocked for a period of around 2 weeks, but it's only going to be off and on at certain times. And we'll be sure to get notifications out and all that.
Will water be disrupted for anybody, do you think?
No, he has hired a company that is tapping our into our water main without disrupting service. Also, same for the sewer. So this is, I'm actually pretty excited to see this go down. So
Is this normal for the property owner to hire their own rather than have you guys do it?
yes, yes, he has all the DEQ approval that I asked for last year. He has all his permits, and I believe you'd have to ask Susie or some, I don't know. He did bring this to the town council, so it's all been approved.
Okay.
It should be a pretty, it's going to be a big hole, so, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. But as of right now, there are no scheduled interruptions, and I'm pretty excited about that, just to see it happen.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
We
I think
are,
he did go ahead, Eric.
sorry, and we are starting to drain one of the ponds out the lagoon, so we can start getting that work going on out there. That's going to be a pretty big bite of our summer, making sure, just getting a good look at that. Kyle and Alex have been out working on our lead and copper service line inventory, so I see John finally got his turned in. Thanks, John. And I'm just joking.
Are you able to do all the work that you need to do at the lagoon, or are we hiring that out?
No, we should be able to do. We're not hiring any of that out at all.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. We may need help lifting a lid, but that would take 10 minutes, you know. That's about it.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, Eric. Unfortunately, it's not additional housing lots. It's actually for family members. I think he did a one-time subdivision on family property, and he's gonna
Yes, sir.
divvy that up to his family members.
Yes, sir. His 3 children, right?
That's true.
But I mean, it was brought through the council. I don't know when, so it does have approval.
I'm gonna say it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I was looking in minutes today, it was late 2020 or early 2021.
I mean, to me, I think it probably should have went through a subdivision review, but you know, that's a whole nother talk.
So it's up on the hill, right?
Yes.
On the dirt road part?
Yeah, pretty much next door to Jason, right up there.
Yeah,
There'll be
Oh, okay.
there'll
it was
be another fire
2021.
hydrant. So there'll be another fire hydrant and 3 more manholes up on that property. So
Okay. So realistically, like on the paved roads in town, there probably won't be very much disruption, right?
no, just the people that live behind,
Oh, okay.
you know, that corner. But
Okay.
they have been granted access by the landowners to go around.
Oh, that's nice. No. Oh.
I don't know if you guys seen the thing that John put out. It was pretty cool. It had his map on the back and all that. And those were handed out to all the residents back there on that street too, so that they
Okay.
knew this was coming.
Maybe next time we could see that. Sounds cool. Would have been nice.
What?
Maybe next time we can see that, because that would have been nice to see in picture, and
See what
the map that he put out.
it's on the website. It's on the town website.
I saw the
Do you
construction.
get the public notices?
I don't think so.
Yep.
You just need to go on the town website and sign up for those,
Oh, okay.
and then you'll see everything that gets distributed.
I don't even think you need to sign up for it. I go on it, any computer, and it's right there.
Oh, okay. I do see it. I guess I just missed that post.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I believe that was put on Facebook also. So
Yeah.
he did a good job with that, and I appreciate it. So. But again, I apologize for not having too much to say or report. It's been a short month for me, and hope to get back into it Monday maybe or so.
Any more questions for Eric? Thank you, Eric. Clerk's
Thank you, guys.
report, Ginger.
You have my written, any questions? Today, I got, the applications for the first draw on the ARPA funds for the water project that we're going through. Those are the funds that we got, from the feds, and then we have the 225,000 that the county designated to us. So that's where the funding comes from, that, through grant money. Anyway, so those draws have started, and
When does your new employee?
the 20th.
Nice.
Perfect.
What
This
is
is the new deputy clerk.
Yes,
do you have a name?
Brenda Bench
From town?
from town. She lives in town. They were in West Yellowstone, moved down here several years ago.
Nice.
So she seems pretty excited. She was gonna come tonight, but they're out of town.
A bookkeeping background?
Not a large one, Corey, which we kind of felt okay about. I mean, she's got some background in public work and what have you. But we're seeing it as an opportunity. She's not familiar with Black Mountain. So a fresh start with somebody that we can train, it's gonna take some time, but very enthusiastic, and I'm very hopeful she's gonna do a good job. All three of us on the committee liked her a lot,
Nice.
and her attitude and willingness to learn the new software and stuff, so.
Do you have a training schedule program for her?
Yes, John,
Mhm.
and, some of it's gonna be hands-on, some of it, they have the training videos for.
Okay.
So we're gonna just kind of combine those.
Who's they have?
Black Mountain,
Black Mountain,
Okay.
for the various different aspects of the software that we use. Processes and procedures.
Do you know if Sheridan uses Black Mountain as well?
I believe so.
Yeah, they have a relatively new clerk, treasurer in place, and nobody in that town is getting along whatsoever. So, yeah, it's honestly kind of scary after I've talked with the interim mayor and one of the council members yesterday and today. Yeah, the books are a little bit of a wreck. Legal is 200% over budget. So
They've had a lot going on,
yeah.
a whole lot.
But we're good, right?
What did you amend on the panhandling ordinance?
There, there was some wrong dates. The title, when it came to me, had the wrong title on it. So I just try to proofread when those come to me, so, and make those adjustments so that everything fits with what's going out.
Makes sense. Okay.
Nothing in content. It was just.
Just the
names,
fine
names,
details.
names, Titles. You're up. You're up.
For
The next agenda.
oh yeah.
I know you're used to saying it.
Just spacing off. James, legal.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm out here at the Fairmount Hot Springs. I'm at the Tillotson program, which is sponsored by Montana Municipal Insurance Agency, Interlocal Association, and the Montana League of Cities and Towns. And we have expert panelists instructing us on everything from land use to artificial intelligence, internet, uh, Facebook, social media accounts, urban camping, which is homelessness, panhandling, and all that stuff. And so I'll give you just like a really brief rundown on some of the issues that, we could set up a work session, go into greater detail on some of these things. Obviously, we're into our 10th hour of learning, continuing legal education. And tomorrow there's another 3 hours wrap up, which really doesn't involve the commission because that's mostly criminal case law updates. But on the um, land use side of things, there were a lot of things that were done in the last legislative session that have now been adopted and are being implemented statewide. And I'll just run through some of these things, and I'll probably pause a little bit on some that have a little bit more bearing. But this Senate Bill 130 is interesting because you have a planning board and you also have a zoning board. And this new law allows you to combine the planning board, your growth policy advisement board, and your zoning board. You could just create one board now. So that might be something that, depending upon how many volunteers and persons you have available to fill those positions, it might be something to take into consideration this year as we go forward to maybe combine the planning board with the zoning board. There was House Bill 246, and I don't have the consolidation numbers like where they appear in the MCA at this point, but this involves zoning of tiny homes, which are now allowed. So 350 to 750 square foot homes are allowed. That's considered allowable in a residential zone, and it does not have to be a manufactured home. So it's like tiny houses. We've heard about tiny houses and tiny homes, so they are allowed now. Daycare centers and daycare homes are permitted without a conditional use permit. So that's another land use law that, definitely will affect the town of Ennis. This one in particular, and I did speak to Kelly Lynch, who is the senior counsel for the Montana League of Cities and Towns, and she works with the state legislature. She's up there throughout the entire session. And this one, Senate Bill 407, is very interesting, and it may come with a sigh of relief to your planners or your zoning board or you commissioners as well, because basically it establishes that your architectural review standards must protect public health and safety. Otherwise, they're not enforceable as a design standard. And you could only imagine how someone might now claim that your traditional neighborhood district, your overlay district, TND, as you like to refer to it, the TND, uh, might not be enforceable. You might not have the ability to enforce design standards that simply continue or protect the character of a small Western community. If they're not intended to protect health and safety, they might not be enforceable. And again, I mean, I asked that question right to Kelly Lynch, and she said, that's right. I mean, you're just not going to be able to enforce it. So I don't know if we need to move to rescind it, wait until it's challenged, or, maybe just get another opinion on that. But that's certainly a real remarkable update. Now, the other one, which we've all been talking about for quite some time, the additional dwelling units. As of right, a owner can build an additional dwelling unit in a residential zone, is provided that it's 75% or 1,000 square feet. I think it's whichever is less in size compared to the primary home. 75% or 1,000 square feet, whichever is less, and they can build an additional dwelling unit as of right. Now, here's the thing. You cannot require parking or matching design or impact fees or restrictive covenants or development standards that are different from the primary residence. What you can do is you can enforce lot coverage and setbacks. You can ask for up to a $250 permit for review. And if it's larger than the as of right, then you can impose more fees. And you could also regulate with a short-term rental ordinance as to the occupancy, regulate what is a short-term rental. But, the way that I see that you could go forward, if you decide that this is some area that you want to legislate in to protect your, residential communities, is through lot coverage and setbacks. That would be enforceable. So that would, create some sort of level of regulation or restriction on there. There was now in these seminars, they're put on, like I said, they're put on by the Montana Municipal Insurance Association. So a lot of what they talk about is limiting liability, right? Every kind of approach that they look at is how to avoid claims and litigation. And in the larger cities, I mean, they have claims all the time. I mean, they basically have litigation claims all the time. Smaller towns, they also have some claims and litigation, and the idea is to avoid it. And when I was talking with the senior risk manager, Mark Gauthier, I believe is the way you say his last name, and I asked him, how are we doing as a small town, the town of Ennis, as far as avoiding litigation and claims? And his response was, James, you guys are doing a great job. It's because you're not letting any claims get filed. I'm like, well, I do my best, to avoid any litigation. I try to explain, any potential claimants that, you don't have a very strong case and you shouldn't bring your case against the town. So, I mean, that's part of what I do is I risk avoidance and risk management. It's part of my job description, even though it's not like part of what's listed under 7-44604 duties of the town attorney. And well, I spoke informally with a number of my colleagues, in neighboring towns like Three Forks, Sheridan, Manhattan, Whitehall, and a lot of these attorneys, they don't even do what I do as far as handling the criminal and civil side of things. And they just work on an hourly basis from 195 to 275, as high as $350 an hour for and that's in the town of Manhattan. They're $350 an hour, and that's actually for civil and criminal work. So that adds up quite a bit. But I don't know if there are issues on this list. I mean, we went through ADA, American Disabilities Act compliance. The local government review process was an agenda item. Very interesting discussion on that. And First Amendment, speech rights, social media, that stuff. I can't really cover all of those details in a short update like this. And if you guys want to have a work session and we get involved in social media discussion, I think you'd find it very interesting. And again, it's the sort of thing that they discuss these items. These are topics because they are potentially could expose the town or even individual employees to risk and liability and claims. And so that's why they bring up all these different issues. So and then okay, so that's what's going on there. In the last week or so, you may have seen the letter that went out to the Attorney General's office seeking an opinion. I
Can you tell us
received
the date that was sent? There's no letter or date on that letter.
it. It was received on May 2nd. I can tell you that, last Thursday.
You
So
don't know when he sent.
I can look it up. I have the receipt somewhere. I have the tracking number. So it was probably sent, I think on Monday, the Monday of whatever that week was. It was the second. So I think it was like the 30th that it went out. And so they've acknowledged receipt of the letter, and they want me to elaborate essentially on the contents and provide what I believe are the conclusions. Now, I thought the letter was fairly complete. I thought I did cover.
Did the Attorney General get back to you on response to that letter and ask you to elaborate or?
Okay, so I received a letter from the Deputy Attorney General who's been assigned to the matter. And then after I read through, that came through around just before noon today. So, and I'm in the middle of, the continuing legal education here, and I got the letter and I looked at it and I was like, what is this? They want more. So I said, okay, I will submit more, I'll resubmit. And he's like, please call me. So I called him, and this all transpired around noon today. Okay, so this is very fresh update on what's going on with this. And basically, he told me, the Assistant Attorney General, Deputy Attorney General, said he agrees with my position, and he understands that this is a very, very serious issue, and it's going to have statewide implications. They want me to just elaborate further on our position and just, go through just a little bit more formality. Like, okay, I thought I laid out pretty much everything I needed to, but they want more because they realize this is a very serious. It has very far reaching. It's going to go statewide. I mean, this is not just going to be limited to the impact of Madison County or the town of Ennis. And it's an opinion which they recognize. When I say they, I'm saying the Attorney General's office, and this is what it's being told to me. They recognize that this sort of opinion is sort of long overdue. And so they just want me to do a little bit more work on it to set it up for them. And, it's kind of, if I drew an analogy, I would say you go into district court, and if you have a case and you win your case in district court, the judge will say, submit findings of fact and conclusions. What does that mean? It means you basically summarize all the witness testimony. You give the judge basically a roadmap with the conclusions of law, so that the judge basically, he just adopts it. Okay, so I get the feeling that that's essentially what they want me to do. It's like basically draft the conclusions so that they may elaborate on it, but they may want to just go in there and say, okay, the job is done. Thank you, Mr. Greenbaum. Here's our versus the way I laid it out was I thought that the idea is that you ask for their opinion, and you lay out what you think and where it should go and the reasons why. And the impression is that we're going to get the answer that we want. That's my impression. And they just want.
Sorry, who from the town authorized this letter to be sent?
The mayor.
Without coming before the council?
I guess that's a question for you to ask the mayor.
It's actually, I think, a question I also as well would like to ask, like, if this is a town decision, it should have been brought before the town commission for us to decide upon before that letter was sent.
I am. I mean, yeah. I mean, we talked about it.
You talked about it, but did you
Yeah.
see the actual letter that was sent?
No, I saw one of the original drafts. The one that's in our book here is different than the original draft that I saw.
And in all reality, it does take a quorum of 3 to approve something by the town.
Mm-hmm.
You
do
do
agree?
realize Commissioner, that Palmerton, Brandy, you do realize that the town attorney has the authority to seek an opinion from the Attorney General's office.
That may be true, but when it has the town's name all over it and it's written as slander and it's honestly embarrassing, I don't approve putting my name on it. I don't want to be involved in this at all as the town of Ennis. You should have done it as yourself, James Greenbaum.
Well, I can't do it as James Greenbaum. I'm the town. I represent the town. It was sent as
There
town
you go.
attorney.
You represent the town, so you
Right.
should have gotten
Right.
town approval.
Well, the mayor authorized it, and I do believe it was discussed at length in your prior meetings that we were going to get.
Discussed at length.
It was certainly discussed. And I'd like to know what is slanderous in the letter.
What isn't?
No, what exactly is slanderous in the letter? Somebody said that the letter. You're saying that I'm slandering.
It's just the whole thing is
You're
just
saying that I'm
frustrating.
slandering somebody. You're saying I'm slandering somebody. Who did I
The way I
slander?
read it is you are slandering the sheriff, and there are untrue facts in here. I'm not okay with this, with my name as a commissioner being attached to this.
Your name's not on there. I've
As
requested
a
that.
commissioner of the town of Ennis, it is, who did not authorize this
I
to
don't
be
see your
sent.
name. I don't see your name anywhere on that letter.
I'm a commissioner of the
Do
town
you?
of Ennis.
You said your name is on that letter. So your name is not on
No.
that letter.
As a commissioner of the town of Ennis is all over this.
Well, it's on behalf of that's right. I'm the town attorney, and I'm seeking an advisory opinion. I'm seeking an opinion from the Attorney General. Now, Why is that? Why do you think that's improper for the town attorney to exercise the rights of seeking an opinion on a matter that is of statewide concern?
I understand that it is a statewide concern and it should be way more black and white than it is, but what you put in here is not even 100% true. The defund the police movement, you and Officer Moore are the only people that use that terminology. And Duncan Hedges ran unopposed. You didn't do your research. These are not true facts in this that you sent to the state attorney.
Was he opposed in the election?
Yes, he was.
Well, then I'll correct that. But I sent that out. That letter was peer reviewed by the mayor.
And I think that's why it
by
should have
the-
been approved by the council before it was sent.
It was peer reviewed by Nikki, the mayor. It was circulated to John Way and to Corey and to John Moore.
The final official letter that was sent was approved by those commissioners on that committee?
I was told that they approved it. Yes, they had no
There-
objection.
So you both approved it after you just sat here and said you didn't?
This is Hardy. Yeah, there were a couple of changes made after the fact, but I guess if I approved 99% of it with a response to the mayor. Yes.
I saw the original draft of this and had a conversation with Mr. Greenbaum about it, but I did not see the final until it was in our board book.
Yeah, and I only made a few changes down there towards the conclusion. It was essentially substantively complete.
So I guess, James, I would ask, can you speak to process? So here we are writing our side of the case. Is it not likely to think that what is the title of the individual that we're writing, the
Attorney General's office.
the Attorney General's office is not going to request a story or information from the county's attorney?
They may or may not. They have, the Attorney General, once I ask for an opinion, the Attorney General has broad authority to contact whomever they want. They may call in representatives from the Association of Sheriffs. They might call in members of other law enforcement statewide associations. They may call in the sheriff. They may call the Madison County, the county attorney's office. It's totally up to them how they want to proceed with answering my request.
So John and Corey, did you see this letter from April 8th that was sent to the Sheriff's Department?
What does it say?
It's included in here, the town of Ennis and what the town shall pay Madison County Sheriff's Office 1.5 mils per full-time PD. And then in exchange for ADF, the county and the MCSO shall provide any and all dispatch services that may be, does this, no? Did you see?
I don't remember seeing that letter, but I remember talking about the concept of that letter, the 1.5 mils per officer per year. And I know the mayor was going to draft a letter and send it, but I don't remember. And I could be wrong. I'll check the email. I don't remember seeing that letter in the text form.
Well, I feel like if you're on the committee, you should have seen a letter, a copy of it, just so you know what is happening. And no, you don't have to check it right now. And
I read 500 pages, so yeah, I'm sure I did read it.
I get that. I guess maybe I was unaware of this letter.
And that was just, they came at us, to tell you the truth, with, was it 15 mils or 17 mils? And we went back to them with 1.5. I see that as negotiation tactic. So I'm not upset with that at all. I mean, I didn't see that, the text of that letter, exactly what was written, but I think Corey, I, and the mayor agreed on the, the bones of it anyway, the 1.5 mils. I'm just looking, I don't see that. You said that was April.
It's dated, in this letter, it's dated that it was on April 8th, a good faith effort to resolve.
No, I don't see.
Yeah, which one are we looking at? Okay. Got it.
Yeah, in the letter that was
The
written,
Attorney
it
General.
says
Okay.
on April 8th.
This
Yeah,
one that I'm looking at right
I
now.
don't see the letter forwarded to me.
Okay.
As I said, I think we
Agreed on it.
It's this one, right?
yeah, as I said, we talked
That
about the
paper,
contents of
yeah.
it. I didn't see what was drafted, but we agreed on the contents of the 1.5 mils.
Okay.
My only thing is that I think if our name, the town, is the one doing it, then it should have been brought before the council and 3 members should have approved it. A majority should have approved it. It shouldn't just be, it can't be you and Corey and the mayor because she doesn't get a vote.
We're the committee. I don't know that we have an actual law
The
that states it, but
Council is the acting governing body for the community. The mayor is not. She has to sign off on what we approve. It is not the other way around.
I don't see that letter as a problem. You asked us as a committee to negotiate this contract and get back to you. That's what we were doing.
And get
We were
back to us.
negotiating this
And get
contract.
back to us.
And they sent us 15 mils, we sent them 1.5. We're gonna agree somewhere. When they get back to us, we'll get back. I mean, I see it as a negotiation thing, but
The initial dated April 8th, I think I agree. I don't think there's really any harm in that. And I think you guys are doing the negotiating, so that makes sense. But I'm still hung up on this letter overall. I should have come to the council.
John, is that letter to the Attorney General considered part of the negotiation? Come up with-
no, I don't know. I don't know.
I'd hope not.
No, I think the negotiation is between us and with Sheriff Hedges. The letter to the Attorney General came up because the key element in in the negotiation that we both disagree on is the Attorney General's 1972 opinion on the role of the sheriff in towns. And if they can charge for it, when I met with the sheriff, they said, we don't agree with that opinion and because it's not promulgated law. We as a town agree with that opinion because it favors our side. So I think we had to get the only way to see who's right on that, and that's how the whole negotiation has got to go is who's right on that opinion wins the damn negotiation.
And when there's a new opinion, that will help the committee drive
Yeah.
the negotiation
Yeah.
to bring your final recommendation to the council.
And yeah, I think we had to get a new opinion from the Attorney General, and I believe
I agree.
that it'll come back the way we want. I mean, I have a very good feeling about that, but we had to do it in writing. As to the contents of Mr. Greenbaum's letter, as I said, I saw the original draft dated March or whatever it was, and had a phone conversation with him, but did not see the final until it showed up in our board book the other day. And if you think, if you believe that that should have come in front of the entire commission, that's fine. Maybe the mayor acted too fast in sending that and approving it, but yeah, if you think all letters going to the state from the town should be approved, and that's the way it is, then fine. That's a mistake, and going forward, that won't happen, but it will slow down the process even more.
That's kind of the point of government, though.
Yeah,
It's
and
never
that's fine.
supposed to be
And that's fine.
fast.
If that's how you feel, then
There's
that's how we can do it.
there's certain language in this letter that I'm disappointed in, and I don't agree with, and I would have liked to have had some of it discussed and removed from it before it was sent.
Fair enough.
And there's inaccuracies.
Yes.
You're asking them to base an opinion on inaccuracies.
Well, here's the thing that I have to resubmit. I have to resubmit the letter. So that you have in front of you the the letter that I drafted. So do your best to redline whatever it is that you feel you would like to have removed. And I will look at that.
I can do that.
Yeah, but tonight, right here, right now, tonight is probably not the best way to start modifying or redrafting that. And I don't have any problem redrafting the letter so that everybody feels comfortable with the letter. But at the same time, it's my duty, my statutory duty is to give the mayor and the commission advice and opinion. That's my statutory duty. And if I'm at a point where I can't give you that advice because I need the attorney general to weigh in on it, then it's part of my duty to go and seek the attorney general's opinion on it.
So I have two questions. So didn't you say you already submitted this?
I did.
So how can you redraft it?
But they need more help from him.
Because they sent me a letter saying to resubmit. They want me to redraft. They want me to resubmit it.
Got it. All right. Okay.
That makes sense.
I mean, wouldn't it be good to know if that you don't have to pay the sheriff to patrol in the town of Ennis? Or do you think that you don't want to know that answer? I mean, what would be the risk and the liability to the commission or the town to enter into an agreement to pay $250,000 or more for services that are required to be provided free of charge to your citizens, to your constituents?
And they are being provided, and it's not free of charge.
They're not being provided.
They are. You cannot tell me they're not answering calls in town. I call bullshit. They are answering calls in towns above felonies.
They are answering the calls, but they're not acting on the calls.
What's the difference?
What's the difference? So if somebody reports, they call 911 and they say, "Oh, there's a suspicious person here." They take the call and they sit on that call until John gets back on duty, and then they give John
they
the
do
call.
not. That is not true.
Well, that's the information that I have. If you have different information, then show me where that's not true.
You were going to say something?
What I was going to say was that I don't, from what I'm hearing, it's not that we necessarily didn't want to go get an opinion or a response from the Attorney General. It's that we as the commission, the entire commission would want to have seen what was going to go out to the Attorney General before that was sent. I think that's
Fair
where,
enough.
the, the heartburn is. Not
No, I,
necessarily that we went to the Attorney
I
General.
wanted an attorney general opinion. I definitely 100% did. But I definitely think we should have been included in that conversation.
Or at least have been able to see what was going to go out to the Attorney General beforehand and maybe
so
had a chance to comment.
Greg, I understand and I appreciate what you're saying. I drafted up an affidavit for a motion in response to a motion to dismiss in a criminal case this morning. And, I have to respond to that. Do you want to review that affidavit and my motion reply to the motion to dismiss as well?
No, I think in this particular instance, the issue of with the sheriff and the MOU in the town has been going back and forth and has gotten so much attention that I think even for that reason alone, it would have been nice to have seen what was going to go out to Attorney General. That said, no, I don't think the commission needs to see every single thing that goes out. But in this particular instance, this is a very high profile, item.
I was following, and I was following the mayor's direction. And frankly, I could have just sent out and solicited the opinion because it's within my power and my duty. And it was pretty obvious, that we need an opinion from the Attorney General on this. And, Nikki authorized me to proceed with it. It was reviewed, it was peer reviewed. The committee that was created to provide input on the MOU, I thought that was sufficient. You guys you voted as a commission to
When?
appoint, you
Oh,
appointed
to appoint
Yeah.
a committee. Yes,
yeah,
yes, we did. Mhm.
for the MOU advisory committee. You created
Yes.
an MOU advisory committee, and I followed the advice of the mayor and the advisory committee. And now you're saying that's not good enough.
That's right.
Okay.
It's fair enough if you wanted to see this ahead of time. Great,
I think
fair
that's
enough.
all we're saying,
But,
actually.
yeah,
I mean,
fair enough.
Well, now you have an opportunity. So, we could just say it's water under the bridge because they want me to resubmit. So
Will we
if
see that
anybody,
copy?
say what?
Will we see that copy that's resubmitted before it's submitted?
That's what I'm saying. Absolutely. That's where we're at right now. I'm trying to work with you guys. So take a look at this, redline it, tell me what you object to, and I'll take that into consideration. But, I have the duty to solicit this opinion and ask for the opinion, and I'll take into consideration the things that you may object to, and I'll make the corrections. I thought he ran unopposed, and that's, so if that's a mistake, I have to fix that. A lot of the language that it's persuasion. It's stylistic. So, you might not like my style of writing, and I could tone some of it down. I don't think that they're going to find any problem with the tone of the letter.
I would like you to stick to the findings of facts and less your opinion.
Me personally, I've never written a letter to the Attorney General, nor do I know what one's even supposed to look like. I guess maybe I should have done a little bit more research. There is a lot of emotion in this letter that was sent out, but I I am honestly is the opposition, if you will, going to send out a letter that uh, has a bunch of emotion in it as well, saying that
They're not being nice.
suggesting that we're not being nice. So I guess you um, I do I I'm
You know,
unfit. This is
I'll say,
uncharted
Corey,
territory.
Corey, let me just help you out here for a second. The letter, it's like you guys have a problem with the letter that I'm asking for an opinion as to whether when he wrote his letter in July and said, I will not enforce misdemeanor crimes. The only thing he was going to do is respond to emergencies, felonies against a person, and active felonies. You don't have a problem. Does anybody think that was okay? Nobody had a problem with that letter that he wrote to the town? I mean, that's the crux of the entire case. The crux of the entire discussion goes back to the sheriff saying, "I'm not going to provide law enforcement services other than emergencies, felonies in progress, or felonies against the person." Now, to me, I think that's outrageous. I think it's just incredibly outrageous for the highest law enforcement official to say, I'm not going to provide law enforcement in your town for misdemeanor crimes or felonies other than active felonies or felonies against a person. I mean, there's a lot of other felony crimes out there than active felonies and felonies against a person. And yet that's the sheriff. And then you go to try to sit down and negotiate with him and try to just say, okay, we're going to be fair. We'll offer to pay you for the additional dispatch services, right? The enhanced dispatch services. That's what that letter was that Nikki sent out in April. Again, offering 1.5 mils, right, for the enhanced dispatch services that we've already talked about. There's no response, no reply. So uh, I don't know what else to tell you guys at this point, but it's something that you know we have to get an answer from a higher authority.
So James, did you speak? You said you spoke with the legal counsel Stephanie Kruer for Sheridan. Is that right? At the
Yes.
um, she is actually requesting uh, an attorney general opinion on conduct of council members. The mayor is actually the attorney is requesting it, but I was just told that this evening, so I'm just curious, like, yeah, maybe you could ask her later and get back to us. Is she the one just writing this letter up to the attorney general requesting information on whether council members have overstepped their boundaries over in Sheridan? But I guess my point is, I've
Yeah.
I've never written a letter to this
Right.
individual, and I never thought I
So
would. So.
so Stephanie Crew is actually sitting at the same table with me, and she shared some comments about the difficulty of the commissioners and the mayor there, and we didn't really get a chance to go into a lot of detail. And so I'll ask her about that. But if she's sending up a letter on a attorney general opinion asking about how the commissioners are behaving, I doubt very much that she's running that by the commissioners. You know,
Yeah, that was a definite concern when I heard that. I was like, oh my.
so and trust me, I'm asking for an opinion on the attorney general in this case.
My only question here would be, does anybody on this council feel like we should have a special session? Would anybody be in favor of that?
For what exactly?
To review everything that, well, it feels like every time we have a work session, it ends up being a council meeting, and it always has to have an agenda, and we're not allowed to speak freely.
You all seem to be speaking very freely tonight. This is a public meeting.
So this is, I mean, from an agenda standpoint, probably more of a sheriff's MOU update agenda line item.
I
but
would
we
think
are-
it'd actually go under unscheduled matters.
This is my legal update. It's my legal report.
Yeah, I would say we're all good on legal.
All right. Do you want to hear any further on the MOU or can I say goodnight? Because I've been up, you know.
on the agenda.
Mr. Greenbaum, one thing you said, the architectural design standard that has to do with, you can't enforce it unless it applies to health and safety. Where is that in MCA now? Do you know that, so we could look that up, take a look at that?
Exactly. So that's why when I started out, I said I'm not sure where these bills have been codified, but I could tell you that was Senate Bill 407, and that was one of the conversations I wanted to have with Kelly Lynch to find out where that appears now. She was only here for a little bit of time yesterday, but if I don't run into her tomorrow, I'll speak to one of the other attorneys from the league.
Anything else for James? Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks, James.
Okay, and do you guys want me to stick around for the MOU? I mean, I think we kind of covered that.
I'm good.
And on the panhandling, I mean, I'll take your questions now. I mean, I'm sort of like, I don't want to run your agenda, Corey. I mean, you're doing a good job on that, but on the
Anybody opposed to, can we move to panhandling if it's,
Ken?
yeah? Yeah. Anybody opposed to moving on to panhandling?
You're running the meeting.
All right, go ahead. Anybody have, we're just going to talk about it for tonight. So let's get a discussion rolling.
I looked at this, 99% of it is great. Well done, guys. I just had a couple of quick questions. On 671, commercial solicitation for donations. Does that include things like the golf course that was in my store today soliciting for a donation for their fundraiser?
I would say so.
And I,
For donations, I think we can strike the donations and leave the for sale or goods or services,
mhm.
but just get rid of the commercial solicitation.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. It's just that they were in the store today and I was reading it at the same time and I'm like, huh, does this fit?
That sounds reasonable. You say 671.
671.
Yep, got that.
Get rid of the commercial solicitation for donations.
Okay. I just have to have notes.
So, and I guess I have a question on 671 as well. So it talks about false or misleading solicitation. So, say I was to put a table downtown in Lions Club Park that has a sign that says that I don't like so and so that's running for school board. Is that a false or misleading solicitation?
No, but if you say so-and-so running for school board is a bad person because of X, then it is. If you just don't like them, then that's your own darn opinion.
Where was that under for?
6-7-1. And I guess as far as public ground, there's only a handful of places that one can solicit. So, but there are spaces.
My only thing with that one, Corey, would be if it's aggressive solicitation. It doesn't really matter. Like, if an individual wants to do that, that's perfectly fine. But we are not allowed to do that. Like, you cannot do that.
Do what?
Say that you don't like so and so. Just like I'm not allowed to do it because technically, as town commissioners, we are supposed to represent the community,
Yeah.
and that would be not acceptable.
So
That would violate code of conduct.
if I don't like the president, I can't say that out loud.
Technically, you're not supposed to. No.
Huh.
Well, that's going to be a problem.
Oh wait, are we talking about the president of the United States? Oh yeah.
President of whatever. So just people in general, I guess.
So I guess the question is, are you doing something with that or no?
I don't know. That's actually a good question there.
Well, I don't think we need to do anything with that.
I don't either.
Yeah, I guess it depends who's passing, who's in charge of telling me what the information that I'm putting out is false.
Yeah.
Or who is
Yes.
who is that person who's going to tell me what I
How you're supposed to think.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you
No,
think's up
and
to
I
you.
don't. That's always an issue. We should always be very cautious of putting any rules into place which limit freedoms. So I very hesitantly, I guess I expressed last meeting that, even having my thumb out as a form of soliciting a
free ride.
If I'm down on my luck and I don't have a functioning vehicle right now, yeah, right, and I don't have any friends.
Well, if you look at, 676, the whole chapter is about false or misleading solicitation.
Yeah, that was honestly the only part that I was leery about. I would.
And the other thing that I wanted everybody to look at real quick was 677, and just make sure that that's written right to protect our interests and it may be it may be perfect, but I just highlighted it to make sure everybody read that.
So 6-7-7.
Like the one that when he pointed it out to me, doesn't that go against the roof?
Yeah.
Oh,
The tap into Ennis.
tap into Ennis
Yeah.
thing. Because that is an open display of alcohol.
So I was drinking a beer outside of Walmart
Exactly.
on the street. I mean,
That-
yeah, that's,
So
But as we talked about, according to Montana Code Annotated, That is illegal in the state of Montana. There is an open container law.
Right, but we as a town,
We don't enforce it. We don't enforce anything.
but it's not even about enforcement, don't we have something written in the code that it's not enforceable in
Yeah.
the town of Ennis? Like, it's not something I'm gonna start on by any means.
No, and that's why I highlighted, I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure we
Yeah.
were right here.
Strike the whole thing? I think.
I don't know.
I don't know either. That one, I will leave to you
Display
guys.
consumption,
Drugs, what is drugs? Is that
cannabis
included?
products, any controlled substance shall not be allowed by any solicitor. So it's only someone who's soliciting that cannot open display.
So
or
that would
use
be tap into Ennis. Because they are solicitors.
They are solicitors. So we'd have to do the exemption. Town commission may by resolution exempt, and we'd have to, in the application for their,
When
tap
they
in.
apply,
Yeah.
I think we could figure out a way. Well, maybe there's a way that they can apply for an event permit, and that would be an additional
Exemption.
fee, an additional exemption fee that they would have to
Mhm.
perhaps obtain.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I don't know how you guys want to write that in.
I'm glad our legal counsel's here to consult this.
But those are the only two things that
How would we want to word that? Would we say that they would have to come in for an application for an additional permit fee
well, no.
to exempt them?
The mayor's working on the
Oh,
special
yeah, we're
events.
working on special events.
Special events. And so we could just write a line item into that special events. Are you going to, publicly be displaying alcohol, blah, 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 as a solicitor? And if so, then we would have to, when we approve their special events permit, we'd have to grant them the one-day
The exemption.
exemption
Okay.
for this.
Just have an exemption clause in the document.
Exactly.
That would be checked and initial.
Exactly.
In the special events
In
thing.
this special,
Okay.
one-day exemption or whatever it is.
Yeah. So we leave it as is.
I think so.
I agree. No, alcohol.
So how about paragraph 679 for exemption? Is that okay then as it's written? Because it talks about the town commissioners may temporarily suspend. Because you're talking about putting something in the special permit document that would cover it. So,
But this says to accommodate.
Come to the commission.
right, so is this, I guess what I'm saying is 679 okay then as it's written?
Well, this says to accommodate charitable funding
Yeah.
events.
Yeah.
The tap into Ennis is for profit.
Okay.
And I think this was in there for like the pass the boot if the fire department wanted to do that on Main Street or something.
I think it is not.
It's for a nonprofit organization,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the chamber. So it would be, 679 would be in our new, permitting for events, I think is kind of the way it was.
But
The mayor was
realistically, are those permits gonna come in front of the council, or is it how it has been where it's the mayor and the chief of police and we don't even see the permits? So I'm not sure the town commission.
Wasn't
Well-
there some discussion of them needing to apply 60 days? in advance
60
so
days
they-
out,
they
yeah.
would come before
If
the
they,
council.
exactly, if they need to, if it's pretty point blank, Billy wants to have his birthday party at the Lions Club Park with 8 of his friends, the mayor could probably sign off on that one.
Yeah, that's fine.
But if Tap and Ennis, if they need an exemption, then that one probably has to
Come in
get
front of the
come in
commissioners.
front of the commission.
Yep, just like it's written.
And I mean, that's the way I imagine it going, but I could.
Well, and that's how it used to go, and then all of a sudden it just went sideways and it stopped doing.
Well, I mean, the new special events, when we get to that, let's deep dive on that and make sure that it turns out the way we want it to.
Perfect.
Agreed.
Anybody else?
Good catches, by the way, John.
Yeah. You guys did a good job on this.
All right.
We need a motion.
No, because
No.
we're just a discussion.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was actually supposed to be a votable item, but I don't believe it was written right for this evening. So we'll move on to claims.
I'll move to approve claims for discussion.
I'll second that. This is John White for the record.
Okay, discussion.
Yeah, I have a couple of quick questions, and it may just because I'm new here, I don't understand some of these things. On the Chase card, what is Owl Labs?
Karen can answer that. Yeah, that was Owl Lab. It's a meeting tool for a remote meeting tool.
Huh?
Owl is
The company name?
Okay,
So Owl Labs.
All
That's all it is.
all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw we were spending money on, I was just like,
What
is Owl?
is that? No, that's a great
Yeah.
question. Any other questions for me while
I don't
you
know.
guys? Oh, okay.
What's Radioheads? Is that you too?
No,
Okay.
that's John
Bro.
Moore.
I would say Radioheads are.
They're not the little candy, the Radiohead candy. Yeah.
Oh, never heard of it.
Yeah, I'm like, we're spending $352 on candy?
No,
Okay.
I've never heard of Radiohead's candy. But no, that is equipment.
Okay. And yeah. And what is RS Technologies?
Where are you at?
I don't know. And as I said, it might just be because I'm new. I'm reading all these and I don't understand where it's going. And
Where is that at?
I saw it in there. Where is it? That might not have been on the.
Don't worry, don't feel bad. I called today and asked Ginger like
And I should have come up
20,000
and sat down
questions.
with Ginger today and went through this. And I
I
didn't.
just
It's
called her
my
and
fault.
I just bugged her all day. Oh, door.
This is
Oh, okay.
again, it's not mine. So.
Okay, yeah, RS Technologies. Okay, I just had no idea what it was. Hosting of data.
Wait, where did you find what?
Right? And just the zoning computer, we bought a new computer for zoning. Is that a replacement?
Yes, it is.
The old one crapped
That was
out?
in the budget. I remember it's,
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I
that-
think we replace every 3 or 4 years.
That's great.
John.
And a camera, who did that camera go to? There was a camera in here somewhere.
The camera went, John, this is Eric. I believe
Yeah, Eric.
the cameras were installed on my request pointing into the yard because when we started going through that old equipment, it was evident that the dashboards were ripped out, parts were taken off those old trucks, stuff
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
And I'm fine with all that. I just
Yeah.
didn't
No,
know.
We're just here to tell you.
Sometimes I just have to look myself. Too.
Yeah. And I should have come up and sat down with you today, but I didn't.
sorry, can you repeat what this was? The RMS?
RS Technology, I don't understand. It's something for Mr. Moore. If you look on the invoice, it says
Yeah.
that I don't understand what that.
My only things were the water bottle filling station, which I asked Ginger about. That's you. I had to have her print out all of the different codes so that I would know where everything's coming out of now. That seems really expensive, but actually kind of cheap. So where are you gonna put it? Where are you gonna put it?
Where the water fountain is now,
Oh, okay.
the water fountain is,
Okay.
yeah, we're just replacing it with a water fountain and a water bottle filler.
And I know that it's not very nice or whatever, but and it was the only one that I kind of really struggled with was the $750 for James Greenbaum's Attorney General letter.
Yeah.
I'm just not comfortable paying for that, as I do believe that should have come before the council. So if the mayor wants to pay for that, as she's the one that approved it, that can come out of her paycheck. I will not pay for that. I don't believe the taxpayers were given an option to be included in that conversation, and I understand that we have to pay for it, but I'm not comfortable with it.
Either.
That's all I have.
And again, I would love to have Chief Moore here. Another reason why
Agreed.
his presence is requested for things like RS technology, where we're spending a bunch of money that I would really like to understand what we're spending $500 on. And it may be totally legit, but I don't understand it.
I do my best to answer.
You did, yeah.
You do, but that's
No,
also
you
not
did.
your job.
It's not your,
I mean,
Yeah, it's not.
you compile it, but it's not your job to know what everything's
No.
for. Yeah, but
That's the bad on me for not asking.
no, I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either. but-
I don't either.
Yes,
Can I
ma'am.
just ask a question, Ginger? So a ledger like I turn in to you, does everyone turn in the same ledger?
Or they can turn in, well, like with John,
Yeah.
he just a sheet to each of his invoices. For the short description of what it is. And on that RS Technologies, John, I don't know what it says on the top of the front of the sheet.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it again. I know you
It
showed
should
it.
be alphabetical.
Oh, I think I put it in the front. Shit, I'm sorry.
So, that's, yeah, that. But they all come in, not with a sheet like you do, but they come in coded.
Is that it? Oh, you found it. Great, thank you. Customization support for the management.
Does it have any details on there, Joe?
Yeah, it's right here.
RS technology?
I mean, do you know what this is? I mean, I would assume it's important, but I don't know what it
Hosting
is.
of data for a year, that looks like a subscription, like an annual subscription. To me,
But for
Why are
what?
these all on separate
I've never
pages?
Googled on this thing.
the
Is that
house,
just
hosting of
pages.
report data customization, like server.
Play app?
It's a server.
I don't know whatever I'm on. Expenditure report. It's the expenditure report.
Are you fine with that one?
Okay.
500,
Type in.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize it was.
yes, as opposed to it looks like software. It's either a software update or for, like, I'm assuming for a server, right? Invoice for customization support of law enforcement incident report, modifies police department. Quotation for hosting of report data, customization of
Well, we
support,
can make a new motion to approve it.
server,
Who's
whatever
gonna
it
say
says,
yes?
program for the Ennis Police Department for a period of 1 year, starting and ending. So that's like a subscription, 1 year subscription or, type of thing for a year. Is it Is 500 out of line?
Did I show that?
No,
Just
I,
off the top of my head, I don't know.
Interesting.
But that's probably not. I mean,
Okay.
that's,
I just didn't know what it was.
yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, so we have a motion and a second on the table.
I don't know where this goes in.
I'd like to table it.
We can't table the whole thing. We got to pay our bills.
I just, and they did come up as an annual subscription, so it's for a year.
I'm okay with paying all of the bills. I just simply don't want to pay the $750 for the Attorney General opinion that we were not given. That's the only one that I have an issue with.
Me too.
I'm perfectly fine paying for everything else, but as the mayor acted in her own stead without town council approval, I, as a town commissioner, do not feel comfortable using taxpayer money when I was not fully included in the conversation.
Okay, then make a amendment to the motion.
I would like to make an amendment to the motion. Well, don't we have
approve
to,
the claims.
first we have to
Voted down.
vote vote.
Or we can make a friendly amendment, either
Can
way.
we? Well,
Either
can we
way.
amend it, or can I amend it during?
The easiest way, just vote it down and start over.
Okay.
It's clean.
All right. Call the vote. Nikki?
Oh, no, sorry.
No.
No.
Nay.
No. All right.
I make a motion to approve of the claims with the amendment of not paying,
Exclusion. Oh, never mind, sorry.
with the exclusion of the $750 for the Attorney General letter that was sent by Mr. Greenbaum.
I'll second.
Now, discussion. All right, you guys are all good with that first one that, that we kicked back to this month? Remember the
Yeah, I'm not
audit?
sure I am. I didn't
the
know
audit
like I
people-
received. Yeah,
We kicked that one out last month to this month.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you're all good with that. There was an email that went around.
yeah, it wasn't super clear. Did it make sense to you?
I think I'm fine with it. I read the contract. I mean, that's the only thing I wanted was the contract that bound us to pay this to these people and how the contract billing was broken out. And after reading that, I don't like it, but I'm fine with it. I mean, I don't like spending any money, but we have to, right? I mean.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure, because we kicked that out last month and
So do we have to approve that this month?
that you just batch approved the whole thing
Oh, okay.
except for the one invoice.
Oh, okay.
I just want to make sure everybody's good with that because we made a big point of that last month.
Mhm.
And I did actually go over that one with Ginger, and I was okay with it.
Yeah, once I saw once I read the contract, I was, oh, okay, great. Check that box. Move along. All right.
Okay, so what do you propose, like, I guess, to accomplish? You want an explanation or a breakdown from James, or it's just too much for the letter?
Just an inappropriate letter that I don't want my name on.
The mayor's the one that authorized it. It should come out of her paycheck. That shouldn't be on the taxpayers. It didn't come before the taxpayers. It didn't come before us.
Right, it came before the committee. So, I was personally under the impression that the committee was I guess we didn't talk about writing a letter, but there's a lot of stuff we didn't talk about with this, this whole, where we're moving forward from here. So now, James is going to rewrite
How about
this
this?
letter.
How about we think about it a different way? the cat's out of the bag on this one, right? And I agree. We should have brought that to you and had you take a look at that before that got sent to the Attorney General.
Well,
I
that's
agree.
exactly how, like, we have to go through the attorney's contract. I never would have said, oh, well, I'm just gonna do this without coming to you guys
No,
before doing that.
I agree. Fair enough. But the cat's out of the bag on that one.
It is.
So the Attorney General came back to us and said that we have to provide more information. And that revision of the letter will come before this whole body to be approved.
And you won't charge us for that copy of it.
That's where I was going.
There we go. I like that one.
That's where I was going with this.
I could be fine with that.
I would be fine with that as well.
Okay.
So the amended motion now says
The amended motion now says we're going to flock shoot all these things except one.
you're still not gonna pay the $750.
No, I think.
We'll pay the $750, but we won't pay the next one.
Right, so we need to vote down the motion and then flock shoot them all again.
Got it.
Okay?
Sounds perfect.
Yeah,
I got you. I got you.
Called the vote?
yeah,
No.
Please skip Randy.
no.
Did I?
Yeah, no.
No.
Okay.
All
All right.
right, third time's a charm on this.
Yes, we got this. We got this.
Doing it.
Oh, by all means, I'll let you.
This is John Way for the record. I move to approve all claims on the May claims report, including the attorney's one, and we'll talk to the attorney about not charging us for the next one, but we have to pay this one right now. Okay?
With the stipulation that
We'll handle that. And
Later.
these are two things.
fine.
Let's approve these, then we
Sounds
do that.
fine.
All right?
Sounds good.
So there's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Perfect.
Called the vote. It's actually, what if I got out of order?
It's okay.
It doesn't matter.
Just continue.
All right.
We're good.
Craig?
Aye.
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 All right. Now we direct staff or the mayor to negotiate with our attorney to not charge us for that next one. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, actually.
Great.
All right, public comment on non-agenda items.
I got one, Corey. Not public, but I got a question. Is there any way to move claims to just after public reports or, our
I didn't
Did
even
it-
know you were still here, so that would make sense.
I mean, we moved the reports to the beginning of the meeting for a reason, and I'm still sitting here till the end of it. So I mean, maybe we could combine the two.
We're really long-winded today, Eric.
Hey, no, I'm not upset or mad or anything about that. We did move that to the beginning of the meetings for a reason, right? And
Yes.
if
Yes.
we're sitting here till the end of the meeting waiting on claims, it's literally a waste of everybody's energy. So if it's possible, can we put the claims to directly after our
Or
reports?
maybe even before.
Maybe they ought to be.
Whatever.
And
Maybe they should be.
Eric,
before.
they are listed immediately after department reports,
Right.
but they moved the panhandling up tonight and now they're back to the claims. So
I mean, every meeting.
I guess
I've been
that's
there,
why.
I've done my report at the beginning and I wait till the very end of the meeting for this part of it.
Well, you wish we were at the end.
Although-
But maybe
yeah,
we were at the
we're
end.
far from the end of the meeting.
In either,
I think claims is in the right
never
spot.
mind, then we'll just.
maybe we
Eric
could
is-
even
I'll
bump it up in
check
front of
money,
department
it's fine, I'm good.
We could. We just got out of order and that's.
We got
I
it.
think
We got
that's
it
the
over.
problem.
Yeah.
Take it away, Corey.
Second call for public comment on non-agenda items. Third call, public comment on non-agenda items. Last call for people here in the room.
This is Lisa Roberts for the record. I would like to see the alley between Armitage and Grizzly. If I can get permission as part of the tree board or private citizen or volunteer, it needs to be weed whacked. I'd be happy to do that. It's just overgrown. The grass gets really tall, sometimes waist high. So I'd like to be able to do that.
Armitage and
Grizzly, yeah, on the east side of 3rd Street. So I'd be willing to do that.
I hadn't even looked down there.
Yeah. So, and I'd be happy to do it myself. I think I'm already listed as a town volunteer. I'd be happy to sign another waiver to do so. But thank you. That's all.
No,
It doesn't look that way.
there you
There
go.
it is.
Thank you. Okay. Karen Ketchu from the library. I've had a lot of questions at the library about Grandma's Park and plans for gazebo, no gazebo, or just general plans for the park. I'm just wondering if it's possible to ask for an agenda item just for some discussion, or if there are already plans that I can publicly share.
I don't know if there
Not
is.
that I know.
Put it on the unscheduled.
I would just ask that any plans that each have universal access.
Unscheduled matters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say, can we put that on the agenda for the next meeting? Thank you.
Public comment on non-agenda items online. Second call, public comment on non-agenda items online. And third call, public comment on non-agenda items online. Okay, moving on, unfinished business. Lead service line inventory update.
Not me.
I think Eric is gone, so
Well, no. Eric,
I turned in mine. Don't.
oh, please.
the public utility department, public works department.
Microphone.
Oh, that's my phone. I'm going.
Use the microphone maybe too.
The Public Works Department is taking an active role in going door to door, making phone calls, and they're accomplishing a lot to get more surveys completed. So there's a lot of progress been made since the last meeting, thanks to Alex and Kyle.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, Eric had just mentioned that you were.
Just turned in the other day.
John is clean.
I am clean on this one. And I don't have any friends that are missing any either.
We have sheriff's MOU update. I think we've already addressed that. We
Covered
moved it.
that.
We beat that horse a while.
Yep. We did the panhandling.
Response from the April letter?
Not yet. To my knowledge, not yet.
Oh, no.
Unless it's come in the last couple days, then no.
Okay, and then we talked about panhandling ordinance already. We moved that agenda item. And now commissioner reports. Craig, why don't you start us off?
Well, I really don't have anything to report other than our next meeting for the planning board is
You don't have to.
is going to be a week from today here.
Nobody signed it.
All the planning board meetings going forward are going to be here at Town Hall, 6:15 PM. Everyone's invited. The agenda for that meeting was sent to Ginger today. She'll post it, I think, as soon as possible with the update that we talked about.
Should we just post, do we have, I'm planning on being there. Are there any other commission members? So we're going to have a quorum.
So if we have a quorum, I don't know, does it need to be recorded?
Publicly noted. Oh,
It's
Record?
publicly, it
No,
will be
it's-
publicly noted, for
it-
sure.
just publicly
You have to
noted.
have minutes of it. Other than that, you don't have to like record.
Okay. That'd be great.
Sign that.
Yeah.
We approved it, so
I figured we had to sign it.
All right.
We're gonna
Either
approve
way.
it.
great.
Mr. Way?
Yeah, thank you. This month, work on the sheriff MOU, work with the pickleballers. They're a great group of people. I met with them when they were down at the Lions Club Park where they laid out where they want to put pickleball. And they thought about moving up here to where the little lot is right up here where the old wells, where the well heads are. And so that's an option. I know Great West is going to write a site plan for that to see if it's possible, but they can't get to that until after they get our grant applications in May. So pickleball is holding on till we see if that spot might be an option.
Okay.
All right. And I'm going to be out of town the next 2.5 weeks. So
What are you gonna be doing?
I'm going to Belize.
Can you just pack me in your suitcase and I'll go with you?
Yeah, but I will have my cell phone. If you need anything, holler at me. I'm always available. And that's all I got. Thank you.
Guess I've been just looking over the town attorney contract, getting other examples of it, talking to other folks. Went to my library board meeting. About all I have.
Have you spoken to Sheridan about their
No.
situation?
No.
Might be worth a call into, I can get you Tammy Todd's phone number. Excuse me. She's
And
the acting mayor.
Okay. That clerk that I went to training with, she's gone, right?
Ginger.
No. No, it's after. Or maybe after. The other girl. She's not there anymore.
Yeah, they're on clerk number 3, mayor number 4.
Been like a year.
2 mayors, 4th mayor in 2 years. And,
Fourth mayor in 2 years?
yeah,
I thought we were doing that.
they're a council of 4. They're at 3 members right now.
Hey, Junior, quick question. So if there is a quorum at the next planning board meeting, do we have to record that?
I'm wondering if they need to be recorded anyway, and I'm kind of in the middle of checking on that, but haven't gotten a firm answer yet.
I figured I'd let you know considering it looks like we will have a quorum at the next.
I will put that on the bottom of the agenda. I think Craig mentioned that earlier. And
As for me, I'm doing the same thing. I'm working on the town attorney contracts, going through them. Comparing, the old one with Blaine Bradshaw to Mr. Greenbaum's, comparing them, trying to determine whether or not. Just just seeing how it's going, and then I will 100% report back to you guys before we make any decisions. No, I'm not gonna be doing any letters and contacting anybody. And I've been going to a lot of physical therapy and baseball games. Or at least we're winning. Sorry, Ennis, that you're not. But we are. Harrison's winning. Sorry. And that's all I got. Oh, and MBHA.
Okay.
Yeah, Madison Valley History Association. We're doing all that fun stuff. Getting that all geared up for this summer, y'all. We just got lots of programs. I'm all excited about that. Not that I have anything to council. Go for it, Corey. Oh, taxes. Tax guru.
So I met with Karen the other day. Is that all right if I?
Yeah.
Yours. Preliminary resort tax 101.
Nice.
Educational campaign that we're going to propose on the upcoming budget. I think you look at like towns like Sheridan, what's going on with, I guess, just a lack of individuals stepping up. I am proud of our town for, seems like, I mean, when I came on, I ran unopposed and was able to walk right on, but I think it's good that we ruffle some feathers. We're not out here just to please every single person, so it's good to express ourselves and get people involved. But regardless, hoping to get some budgetary funds for distribution and possibly also some, it's the financial, I can't remember what her title is down in West Yellowstone, but she has offered to come up and speak on behalf of Resort Tax for maybe an information get together at the library. She's like, anytime we'll come up and talk to you guys about what is possible. And it's West Yellowstone, it's not Big Sky. So I know it's a cuss word around here. And I, being our national conversation, if you will. So I'm going to go ahead and read that. If everyone's all right with that, I am running this meeting after all. So.
Yes, we care.
So what items would be subject to a resort tax? Tourist tax. When a municipality is preparing to implement a tax, they need to ask, who is going to be affected and what are the repercussions? In this case, a resort tax or tourist tax should be targeted towards items that tourists tend to purchase. Items such as short-term lodging, camping, restaurants, and other food service establishments. Public establishments that serve, this is the unedited version. Public establishments that serve alcohol and sell marijuana. I personally like the title of non-essential items. The very name suggests these items are things that we don't have to have and would use our disposable income to acquire them. The town would need to go through the process of identifying all of these items. Remember that the idea of this this tax is to put money back in both the town and the residents' pockets, increasing our quality of life.
Very nice.
And that's all I have.
Can we skip the next one?
When you said put money back in the town and the residents, I get the town, but how is it put money back into my pocket as a resident?
So, yeah, so that is one of the. Yeah, probably. So it's, as you will read in the upcoming brochure, I believe it's either 11 or 12% of all resort tax monies collected go to reduce property tax. So that's an immediate reduction that's comes straight off of your bill.
So that goes into the property owners' pockets, not the renters. Yep.
There you go.
Right. Might be another way to say that.
Property owners. It's, and not renters, yeah.
You could just, well, I think the residents, but.
But renters are also residents, so they're not property owners. But that is, it's tax abatement to a certain degree, so reducing taxes for property owners.
It won't trickle down to us renters.
It really won't. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Well, that keeps going up, it's gonna trickle to you.
But
If property taxes keep going up, it's gonna trickle to you, because their landlord's gonna send it to you.
Yeah.
So if it's gonna help keep the taxes from going up, then it is gonna help you.
Okay.
It's objective.
Theoretically.
And that would be up to, depending on how you structure a resort tax, if it's a, we can, what the box looks like, all the people that have to pay the tax that live within this district. So.
And it could be just part-time of the year, right?
Yep, and you can tailor it. I think you all, if you don't know, would be really surprised at how customized you can make this thing. And it's quite literally, we all have the capability of doing this. We just have to sell our neighbors, our friends, the whole community.
I have a question for him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to what John Way asked. So, John Way brought up, if you only do it inside city limits, then why would I want my business to be inside city limits?
District, you create a district, don't you?
You can. So that's all part of the conversation. So what does it look like for Big Sky? It's a gigantic rectangle that just encompasses all mountains, all the people that they think need.
And it goes all the way down the canyon for them too. So, yeah, so it goes all the way to like the corral, all the way down that way. So he's exactly right. You can customize it to make sure that no one is, like just over the border and, John's paying the tax, but Rainbow Valley is not. Right. So it just, yeah. So then that way it makes it fair because all those folks are utilizing it.
Hey, thanks, Corey.
So Mayor, do you have anything else to report? We should put this mayor's report up.
Honestly, no.
Submit any comments?
No, she did not. So Nikki was out migrating this evening, so asked me to step in, so.
Well, you did a very good job. I forgot to put in a gavel for you. It might have come in handy.
Corey,
So,
you have 2 more items on the agenda.
oh, true. So unscheduled matters.
I have something that I would like to be put on the agenda. I would like to look at terminating with Attorney Greenbaum for legal services.
Okay, you want that on the agenda of the next full commission meeting,
Yes,
correct?
please. Yes, please.
Can you, sorry, Amy, got a little loud.
I would like to see on the next agenda the termination of the contract for James Greenbaum for legal services.
Okay, and we've got the one for Karen for Grandma's Park.
Get beautification committee. Can we get weed whack committee?
I was gonna say, maybe, let me ask Eric.
Okay.
Because he might just send the guys down and say, go knock that
I don't
down.
want to put anything else on the plate.
That, but I think maybe it would be good to pass it by him and see what, if he has any plans or.
The only one that I had was, do we want to have a special session to review contracts like the MOU and the attorney's contract, so that we're all included in the conversation? And nobody feels left out.
That's tough when we have to notice it. If we're all sitting here talking about it, we have to notice it, record it.
But I feel like we need to be able to talk about certain things without having a like specific set agenda, like, I don't know, if something random pops into my head and I want to go, hey, what did you think about X, Y, and Z? I don't feel like.
Number 13, unscheduled matters.
I'm scheduling that.
That's why I'm like trying to get vote on it.
Should talk about it.
That's why I want to say a special session, like, where we can simply do a round robin table and try and figure out what we as a committee, as us as a council would like to tackle.
Well, I feel like the work sessions currently have been pushing work sessions, they're more meetings. and
Yeah, they're
voting
turning
on
into
stuff.
work meetings,
And
not
I think that's right.
sessions. We're not discussing things, we're having meetings. We're having multiple meetings.
Yeah, not discussion.
So closed session.
You can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, so Montana open meeting law is fairly clear.
So
And it's a big deal.
you're suggesting that we put, not an agenda, but just have a discussion is all that's on the agenda.
I'm not sure we can do that either.
You can't do that.
No.
You have to say what
You
you're
have to
talking
say
about.
what you're gonna talk about.
You can't.
I'm trying to understand.
You have to
You
say-
want no votable agenda items or no votable items on
So
it.
then.
You want just an open
Okay,
discussion.
So,
I feel like this was a great open discussion, but also because there's not somebody cramming shit down our throat right now.
so for our next,
Like I
like
speak for.
unscheduled whatever stuff, put the MOU on there, further discussion, and attorney contract, further discussion.
Oh, we have that one over there.
I think that would be two separate.
Attorney contract and what else?
MOU. Got it.
So we have the discussion of the attorney contract, she's got the termination contract, the MOU, Grandma's Park, weed whack committee.
What is it? Well,
Maybe,
we'll leave that up to Ms. Lynn and let Mr.
is there anything else? Oh, I'll meet with you and discuss the other one. I don't know, I kind of would like to get into Airbnbs. Just a round robin table. I think it's something that we need to consider. Looking into.
I think we have to wait until the legality comes out, right?
And if you're
discussion about that, would be great to have. Yeah, people who are in that industry, you know, this, yeah, to talk about that, you know.
That's where it goes.
Well, and that's why
Yeah.
we're putting it on unscheduled matters so that we can actually post it, because it has to be posted and everybody can be included in the conversation and you're aware that we're looking at these things.
Sure, yeah.
So that we can have a conversation, because I have no idea. You guys know better, you know better. I have no idea. You would know better than I would, you would know better than I would. But we have to have an open conversation. We've got to get the conversation started at least.
Oh, absolutely, I don't disagree with that.
That would be my only other one.
Airbnb.
Short-term rental.
Yeah, short-term rentals. That's all I have. Anybody else have anything?
Overnight parking on Main Street, July 3rd.
Is that all day?
DOT.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
5 days.
We can't do it.
Who's gonna be the meter maid?
John Moore.
Well, no, this enforcement is the big issue.
We're gonna be short staffed or.
There's only one more meeting now.
But I feel like, could it possibly be written into the special event permit? I mean, any possible way of that?
I don't think so. I think
Because
that
it's not
street
the
is
chamber
controlled by
of ours, it's
DOT.
It is.
It is strictly
That-
DOT. They
that's
tried it
state.
in the past.
I don't think we can. I mean, I would love to. I would be right there with you, drafting this darn thing up. But I don't think we
But
can.
enforcement is gonna be.
I mean, as a Main Street business, talking to you, like, hey, nobody can park in front of your place, like, how do you determine if they're a client?
Well, when they're parked there on the 1st of July, and they're still there on the 4th,
No.
I'm pretty sure they're not shopping with us. And they're a pickup pulled in, so, I mean, hey, come on, we all know, we live here, come on. I mean, it's
Greg was saying on the 3rd, though, so at some point.
And the 3rd would be acceptable, but it's not the 3rd, it's the 2nd and the 1st.
It's the 30th, through the 4th.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gotten horrible.
And I would agree with you, we can't touch that, so. I mean, yeah, so
I think,
we're just wasting there talking about it.
I think you can, but it would have to be the enforcement portion of it. That's at least when I was on the council, it's something that you can do, you can have an ordinance, but you would have to have some kind of enforcement for it. And that was always the tricky part.
I'll help with tow trucks. DOT might fix this for you. One of these years, they're gonna say.
They're already threatening to do it, so let's.
Washington DC knows about it. The truckers industry. And they're lobbyists.
Yeah, but Matt Baucus, he was so excited when I met him about that.
The town would shut it down for the highway.
Are we done?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Second.
Craig,
We're hired.
can I have just a moment when we're,
Aye.
Aye.
Corey, I need you for a moment also.
Oh, that one I don't. Oh, that's fine.
Awesome, thank you. You're a rock star.
Yeah.
Here's what's in place. Here's what's in place for 3 months.
Oh, no, you're on me.
For his replacement. Here's what's in
Sure.
process.
Well, I think it's an ongoing conversation.
Not me.
I am not attached to
One of those things are.
any part. I want it to be,
Then it
you know,
becomes a discussion.
super simple.
And you usually say yes. And I can help you. I'm saying, I'm not saying you have to do this on your own. If I was spearheading, that's how I would do it. Second, discussion. Okay, cool. Here's his replacement, here's his replacement's contract, here's what's gonna cost us, here's what he's gonna do for us, here's what. Do it.
So they're in like,
Ninety percent of the students.
They should have seen
Yeah. So, let's make it easy. Because it becomes a discussion. She's ready to do it. To do it. Have a fight. Unless we come with enough, you know what I mean? We just, okay, you have that question, there's the next guy's contract. Oh, and the next guy's sitting out. Sure.
That's why I flash
Exactly. So that was a little bit above and beyond.
We're having sit in this truck, when we try to just, no, just text. I'm walking, so.
No.
No, I'm 100% agree. Because of how many knows, well, it's not gonna show up from another team. We did what he was supposed to do. But I think she instructed him, he's very, can feel it's.
Tee it up to make it easy.
We're getting in trouble for doing our job, and I feel like she's doing that. We're always wrong, so.
Yeah, have a wonderful weekend.
Do I leave those ones up there?
Probably not.
Oh, no, I just,
They all get me like.
yes, sorry, they were,
Well, I know, I
Except
got
that
that
one.
one before.
that's the judges. Yeah. Thank you. I was gonna ask you on the questionnaire. Are you
Yeah.
done with it yet? No.
Yes,
Yes?
that needs to be sent out?
Yeah.
Well, okay, no. Yes and no. So the
Okay.
content, yes. The formatting, no.
Okay.
So I talked to Lyndon today, and he asked me if I could format it so that it fits all on, front and back, one sheet of paper.
Uh-huh.
Like,
So I
yeah.
find 10
If it was in-
that wanna go.
If I had, instead of this Chromebook, if I had Microsoft Word, I could do it in like 2 minutes, no problem, easy.
Wow.
But
All you need to do
Microsoft
is
Word,
find 10
under
other
this
people who pay
Chromebook,
$6,000.
I'm not familiar with, how to.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, he asked me to reformat it so it all kind of fits and nice
Okay.
and neat. on the
I'm
front
just,
and back.
he had sent the request for materials
Mhm.
and that was on part of it. So today I spoke with him too and he said, yeah, Craig's working on it to get it, so that it fits front and back on one sheet. Okay,
So I haven't done that yet.
okay. It's just as soon as you do, if you'll get it to me, I'll get copies done.
Okay.
I've got the envelopes. We will work on getting the labels
Okay.
done and we're going with utility billing customers, right? For all of ours, okay. I'll go get stamps
So,
and,
here's another thing. So I also talked to the Madisonian today.
okay,
Now, maybe I misunderstood, but I have to go back and look at my email, but I thought it was pretty clear in both email and conversations with Liz at the Madisonian that I would send them a Word version of our questionnaire.
Oh, okay.
And they would take it from there and tell them what zip code we wanted it as an insert to in Madisonian, and they would take it from there.
Oh, okay.
But apparently that's not how it really works.
Okay.
So I talked to the editor today, and she said, well, we send our copy to the Chronicle, who actually prints our paper. And then they insert any insert into that paper.
Okay.
But as far as the insert goes, they don't do the insert. You have to provide the hard copy insert to them. So she said that it's my job, our job, to get those copies. And I'm, well, how do I know how many copies? Do I need 100 or do I need 1,000? I don't know what's the 59729 zip code coverage that, and we'll have to get. So I said, so my understanding was you guys were going to handle that. You know how many copies you would need. You go have the copies made, and you hand them to the Chronicle, and you hand your text or whatever for the paper to the Chronicle, and they put the two together, and away we go. But apparently that's not happening.
So you have to physically
make
copies and deliver them to the Chronicle for them to.
You put insert into the papers, the copies of the Madisonian that go to the 59729 zip code area.
I mean, I don't have a problem making the copies.
So I don't know what that number is yet.
Okay.
So if you're going to make copies to send out in a mailer, you would want to probably make an additional amount that has to go in as insert, and I don't know what that number is, so I can't give you a final quote. So you don't have a final quantity that you need.
Okay. Well, we can get the UV ones done, or the ones for the mailers.
Okay.
And then, I have no idea what their circulation is for the Madisonian, but I'm guessing maybe it'll do an extra 200, Craig, and then if we need more.
That sounds low to me. Well, I don't know.
It sounds low to me too.
It's going to go to what? Where's it going to go? Town pump?
59729.
So it goes to the town pump. It goes probably over here to Madison Foods because they have copies in there.
Right.
Purchase.
And then.
I'm not sure where else.
Well, we get ours in our mailbox.
Oh, okay. So there's that too.
Yeah, I mean, they're mailed to people that subscribe as well. But if I had 200 copies sitting here and she says I need 400, I only have 200 more to make.
Okay.
Does that sound reasonable or?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's not going to take that long.
Okay. If your printer's that fast and you have that much toner.
Yeah, we just got new toner in, so I think we're okay.
All right.
But
so
I can wait for her numbers.
Well, I still have to wordsmith the document.
Okay.
So while I'm doing that, I'm hoping to get her numbers.
Right. Okay.
And then be able to
just
say,
tell me
here's the copy and I need this many.
Okay.
Or here's the Word document.
Okay. So I will.
Hopefully within the next. Yeah. Well, and she also told me that if we got the copies, the hard copies to her, or to the Chronicle, I should say, by 5 p.m. on Monday, they'd make it into that Wednesday's paper, that week's paper.
Oh.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Tomorrow's Friday.
So, I don't think there's enough time now for that.
Okay.
Especially if I got to, wordsmith.
Right.
So it's probably going to be a week from, not this coming week, but or 2 weeks from yesterday. That paper is probably what we're shooting for.
Okay.